Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Let me just adjust that size there. Just want to wait for a few more people. I got a bit of an announcement to make. I'll get a few more people in first, and then I'll let you know what's happening. I'm making a few changes. Hopefully, it'd be nice for all of us. It'd be good for all of us. So, let me have a look. Okay, at the moment, market is just about to open in a few seconds. Just quickly, before I sort of tell you this announcement, I have been looking. There's a few people mentioned range charts last week. A few people have been trading them. So let's have a look. Ionis, how you doing? Karina, good morning to you. Shiva, how you doing? Exponential and Scruffy, excellent. Okay. I'm just going to quickly, have I missed it? Have I shut it down? I have, yeah. 1, 2, 3 is a possible triple test here. 1, 2, 3. You just have a look at this. It's hard to know what's going on here at the moment. There is a possible triple test. I'd like to break above this. Let me just have a look. Let me just get an order. No, I don't think it's going to work, is it? Let's see what happens now. See if this thing pulls back quickly. Not sure if it's going to. No, there's no interest there really. Okay, I'm just going to show you a quick chart that I marked up on Friday for Friday's chart. Let me just locate it. Let's move this out of the way a minute. I'll let this move. There we go. Where is it? There is a possible triple test there. I prefer a lower high. So I'm just going to show you this chart from Friday. That's Friday's chart. Now, that is probably the cleanest looking chart with the most setups that I've ever seen. So I'll let you sort of feast your eyes on that just for a minute. So that's the 10 range bar on the ES. So every bar is 10 ticks. So have a quick look at that, see what you think. It's so clean. See if we get a lower high here. But it's beautiful. It's one of the cleanest looking charts. I mean, that there, you probably see it. That is beautiful looking second entry along textbook. That one, triple test, fail breakout, worked perfectly. That one, 1, 2, 3, triple test. Triple test there. You can clearly see it broke above there, trapped some longs in and then dropped. Same again, failed breakout. Triple test, higher lows. It's probably the cleanest looking chart I've ever seen. Now, the beauty about this, the beauty with this is that if you set it and it's set at 10 range bar, it means every bar is 10 ticks. When it ticks 1 tick higher than the 10 ticks, a new bar starts to form and so on. The good thing about trading this, now whether it works or not long term, I don't know. It's a particularly good looking chart, but I did mark one a few days ago. The beauty is if you go long 1 tick above this signal bar, you're guaranteed, and you know, you're risking 10 points for the bar, tick above, tick below. So you're risking 3 points, which on one contract is $150. So you know your risk before you even get in the trade. That's assuming you get in 1 tick above the signal bar, but that's generally what we like to do. Hey Daryl, how you doing? So that is a really, really clean looking chart. So I'm just going to show you another one And then you can kind of make your own mind up. I know a few people said they have been looking at it. So this was one from a few days ago. Same again, another really clean looking chart. Clearly a range day, depending on where you're looking. But you kind of look at this, you could call that a triple test fail breakout, but we got a perfect leg and a leg. Same there, leg down break, triple test off the bottom. That one we had a channel up with the break. Eventually pushed up above the EMA, higher low there, or failure. There's a failure actually, probably not there. That's a bit better. There's a failure there, short failure there. See that one there, clear triple test fail breakout, worked again. Channel up like that with two legs down. Second entry long there, higher low there. You can see how nice those two legs are there. Nice strong bounce right off that triple test up it went. And same with that, you could have taken that one as there's another one I didn't mark. That one there, channel break, new high, triple test off the top for a short. It's super clear. Same again, that one we got a second entry short there. That one worked, then a lower high. They both worked. Same again, two legs down, push up above the EMA, higher low, trapping some shorts. It's just, I've never seen this many trades on a chart. Now, obviously, when anything's new, you never know how it's going to work. But it's something worth looking at anyway. So, this penguin or Pats, that was just the range bar, the range bars. So, just quickly, while we got, there's 13 at the moment. I am cutting my streaming time down to 30 minutes a day and then moving on to a Discord, which Jan has kindly following from today, which Jan, I'm just going to bring it in, Jan has kindly built for us. So what I'm going to do is stream for 30 minutes. I'm finding sometimes, I've spoken to a few people, they seem to think that I'm losing concentration a bit when I'm live streaming and that I'm missing some obvious trades in the past and I might be concerned with not wanting to look silly or something like that. So I've had a chat with a couple of people and asked their opinions. So what I've decided to do was stream live for first 30 minutes and then move over. I'll tell you at the moment, if there's no charge or anything, I said I'll never charge anything. So I've had a word with Jan and he sorted. So it's all free. You know, I did say I'd never charge for anything and I keep my word. So all this is an area where, because a lot of times you guys talk about your charts and blah, 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 and I can't see your charts. So if you go to the link in the description of today's video, you'll see a link to it where you can follow. So I'm up here now. There's a few other people. There's Karina there. And then you can select the link. So what I'll do is I'll chat live for 30 minutes and then I'll move over onto here then and we can just chat live and swap we'll swap charts and that sort of thing. You can kind of do what you want to do. So links in the description. It's just called Pat Trading, that's all. But Jan's very kindly set all this up for us. He's been a busy boy over the weekend doing all this, so it's good of him. So links in the description. If you have any issues with it, just let me know and I'll get it sorted out. So just have a look. I'm on my way home, mate. I just finished work. Would like to come into the Discord also? Yeah, that's fine, mate. Look at the description in the video in today's live stream and you'll see it at the bottom, and I added it last night. Does it say it here? I don't think it does. But yeah, the links to the description. It's all free. There's no charges. It's just basically for us to sort of, you know, people from the stream really just to swap and, you know, swap and change and chit chat and that sort of stuff. Swap chart. So at least that way you guys know. I tried a Discord once before. But it got spammed and all that. I'm not very techie. I'm better with hardware and software. So I've had a word with Jan and he set it all up. Once I get home. Yeah, no worries. Did you do that, Tony? Did you? I'm just going to be streaming now just for 30 minutes. I'm noticing, well, I've noticed, looked at some of Dan's charts. I'm thinking, I never saw, why didn't I see that? So a couple of people tend to think that it might be affecting my concentration a bit. I don't know whether it is, but I do like having a connection with people and having a chat. So I thought I'd just cut it down to 30 minutes, and then those of you want to, just we'll move over to the Discord. I've got it up now. There it is, as you can see it. So looks like a few have joined already, but so there we go. At least this way you guys can swap and trade. I'm not doing a bird. Let's just say hello that way. Wave and say hi. I've already waved and said hi, yeah. It's not very manly, is it? So a bunch of us are in already, but yeah, Jan's kindly set this up for us. So I'll be streaming just for the first 30 minutes up until 3 o'clock UK time, which is in about 20 minutes. And then we'll be moving over to there so we can chat. That way I can concentrate on what I'm supposed to be doing. And then we can swap and all that usual stuff where we can finally trade charts. Let me just have a look at something here. So yeah, I have been looking at that range bar. Someone else said they've been looking at the range bars. Where's the link? It's in the description bar of today's stream. So there's probably going to be because maybe some turn up late. So if you know anybody, in fact, I might put what I'll do is I'll pop a short video up or a message or something later just to let some people know. Because if there is a few people that come in after 3 UK time, they might wonder where I am. But hopefully if they watch the start of this video, they might get it. But links in the description. So there is a few in already. Excellent. So we need to find something a little bit more manly than mind you, robot's better than the bunny. So I just don't know what's going on at the moment today, but we got a channel down there now. We may have had a small break there. I kind of give it the benefit of the doubt. It looked like for a minute it may come down, but I think that's probably like that. So that may be a break, 2 pushes to a new low, and it did look like when I saw this push down, I was wondering whether it would trigger above and then push down for a new low. But there you go. You're blind, are you? So yeah, I don't know what's going on today. So. But yeah, those of you who've been looking at range charts, I've got the range chart up here as well. I did notice some possible trades there. We had 1, 2, 3, triple test, possibly lower high, 2 legs up, second entry short. Both of those worked. Same again. We got a channel with a break and a new high, second entry long, which triggers and then fails. So if anybody doesn't know what this is, I only learnt myself on towards the end of last week. I noticed there was a few people trading them, and the 10 range just means every bar is a maximum of 10 ticks. When we hit 10 ticks, the next tick higher or lower than a bar, a new bar forms. And what I like about this, now it's early days, I'm only having to play around with it. It's early days yet, but what I like about it is if you get into a trade 1 tick below the signal bar, your stop goes 1 tick above it, you know your maximum risk is 12 ticks, 3 points. So you know exactly what your risk is. The trouble is with Pats, one of the downsides, the bit that frustrates me, is you never know how big your signal bar is going to be, whereas this you do. So, you know, if you're interested, have a play around with it on a sim. That's supposed to be on a sim. Have a play around with it on a sim. And see what you think. But whether it will work long term or not, I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But the chart I marked on Friday looked superb. We'll see anyway. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye. I've got it on a separate screen up here. In fact, I probably should have put something on the chart here. Let me just add something there. I'll do it later, ready for tomorrow. I think most will know. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's 40, and we tend to average around 50, something like that. So if anybody doesn't know, my new streaming time now is just 30 minutes. A few other traders think it may be affecting my concentration, streaming too much. So I decided just to do it for the first 30 minutes. And then if anyone is interested, then move over to the new Discord. It's all free, no charge. And Jan's very kindly set all this up for us. So we'll just move over to here and then we can swap and trade charts and ideas and that sort of thing. So Karina's Karina's put a link on there for if anybody doesn't know, but failing that, there is one in the description. Well done, Karina. So that's it there anyway. So it's just called Pat Trading, that's all. And there's a little thing there. So we can move over to that after. So links in the description, and Karina has put a link right here for us in the chat. Thanks, Karina. You've joined it, yeah. There's no charge. It's all free, so don't worry about that. I did say, and I've said multiple times, no matter what I do in this business, I'll never charge anybody. I've had so much help for people that never charge me. So as far as I'm concerned, it's about helping each other, supporting each other, picking the brains of the more experienced in the bunch here, and also helping the newer guys as well. And that's what it is, just about helping us. So see how we get on here anyway. So this is, I was a bit on the fence as to whether this was a channel up or not, but it does seem to be pushing higher. It's not super clear at the moment. So also keep in mind the 80% off finishes tomorrow. So I'm guessing it'll go back to 50% off of what it is. So just keep that in mind. My code's ukft. Most of you know it by now. If you use it or you have used it, it's appreciated. But that finishes, I'm assuming it's midnight. It usually is midnight Eastern time tomorrow night. May just looks like it could just be ranging at the moment. So we've had two legs up. Maybe this is a leg and a leg back. Who knows? In fact, you know what? I actually yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so possible overshoot there, and we're coming up to the highs, so interesting to see where this goes. Just took a foul, second entry short on the range for 3 points plus a good runner. Good on you, mate. See, the trouble is, at the moment, what I'm seeing, this is the normal ES. It looks like we're in a channel there, but the 10 range bar doesn't. So I think it's a matter of just watching the two together and trying to figure out a feel of it. But yeah, there is like 2 legs back there, isn't there? And as you say there's a nice failure trapping some short. Second entry short, trap triggers, fails. So sometimes they can be similar, sometimes they can be quite different. But if you look at that, there is a bit of an overshoot there on that one. So it's just, I don't know really. It's just, that was the one, yeah. But I mean, the chart, let me just, if anybody wasn't here, let me just show you the chart again that I marked from Friday. It's one of the best looking things I've ever seen. I've never seen a chart from a Pat's point of view look that clear. In fact, let's open it right up. Just have a quick look at that. So we got a channel up with a break. 1, 2, 3, triple test, failed breakout, have a little range there, worked beautifully. So we've got a channel up with a break, 2 pushes to a new high. We second entry long. Well, no, it probably wasn't actually, but you got 2 legs up and you've got like it's almost like a failure there, and that worked. But this one I liked. 2 attempts to push higher. Also, if you look at that bar as well, a triple test. And same there as well. You can see a bar there, bearish bar there, bearish, bearish. Another triple test, channel down. Second entry short and a triple test worked perfectly. Then we bounce off the bottom. There's a higher low there. I'd expect that after a break, 2 pushes down to find its way back to the main. It did. So we've got a channel down there and a small break. We've got a bounce there plus a higher low. That really is a triple test. I will be inclined to leave that because we didn't get back up to this level. And then we had a channel with a break and a new high. Fell breakout, triple test up here. So, and then we had 2 legs down and off it went again. And look at that for a nice second entry long. Beautiful second. And this one as well. This for me looks absolutely stunning. Clearly ranging. We drop out. You can see a bearish bar there, which triggered fail breakout. Look how nice was that. Triple test, fail breakout, and up it went beautifully. We've got a break here, pushed up against it's a little bit congested, which is why I've put that, but it's a second entry long stroke failure. So that's why I put the green bars are the slightly more riskier ones, I think. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what I would consider high probability trades minimum. It's just, I don't see that many on a chart. And the beauty of this is every bar, I've got it set to the 10 range, which means every bar is a maximum of 10 ticks. Then when we break a tick above or below the signal bar, a new bar forms. So you know your risk before you get into a trade. If I took that long there, 1 tick above the signal bar in, 1 tick below the signal bar, I know I'm risking 3 points. Same on every one. That's assuming you're getting 1 tick above. But it's just... but there you go, you know, you can sort of take it or leave it, have a play around with it. But if I noticed a few people mentioned it on the stream on Friday, and then I didn't even have a clue what the range bar was. Then I just did a little bit of research, watched a few videos on how it's supposed to clean up the chart, and that was kind of it. So, you know, have a play around with it on the sim, and then see what you think. So, if anybody has just joined us and they don't know, my new stream time now is just 30 minutes. A few people, well, there's 2 traders that I speak to a lot, Dan and Marco, and they think that it might be losing my concentration, and maybe not focusing or something, you know, something like that. So I had to think about it and decided just to stream for 30 minutes. But then I had a chat with Jan. He's our kind of software genius. I had a chat with him about a Discord, because it is nice for us all to sort of chat and swap charts. And he spent his time over the weekend setting it all up for us. So there it is. Karina has put a link in the chat, but there's also always going to be one in the description of every stream I do, so it'll always be there, because I dare say there may be some people who turn up late and are probably going to wonder where I've gone with 30 minutes. That way I can sort of go and focus what I'm doing. It'd be interesting to see, and part of the reason is I've noticed when I've been trading later in the day by myself, I seem to be having more success. I seem to be messing up on the stream. I don't quite know why, whether it's just one of those things, whether it's random or... but I did mention to Dan that, you know, he said, why did I miss a certain trade? And I was like, oh, I was just worried about looking stupid or worried about getting it wrong. So the trouble is, I've been streaming now for so long, 2 years and 5 months. And I kind of feel a bit naked without it, which is why I still wanted to do the 30 minutes, because I like, you know, I like having people to chat with. It's just, otherwise you spend your life stuck in a room by yourself. And that I am a people person. I do like kind of being around people, and this is about as good as I can get working from a room in your house. So, but that's a Discord. You can see a bunch of us already in there. So I'll be in here chit-chatting and posting the odd chart and stuff like that from 3 o'clock onwards. In about 4 minutes, I'm just going to run downstairs after the stream, make myself a cup of tea. I would have a whiskey, but I had an extreme amount of whiskey yesterday. I went to a barbecue and me and my wife polished off a bottle. So I'm going to give it a miss for a few days. I did wake up feeling a little bit tender this morning, put it that way. Yeah, so just looking if there's been any trades here. There is a higher low there, which worked. There is a second entry long there, which worked. There is a higher low there, which worked. 2 legs back, I wouldn't take that as too far, but there is a second entry long there, which worked. There is a higher low there, which worked. There is a failure here, which looks like it might be working. Now, my only slight concern is that possible overshoot. But how nice of 2 legs back in a second entry long does that look? Not just that, we've got a bearish bar there. I think when you see these trades, they're very clear and very obvious. We've got 2 little legs back. I wouldn't take that myself. That one, best place to take that right off the bottom of there. But there is a failure there, and you've trapped some shorts there. 1, 2, 3. There's bound to be traders short in that, maybe down, but it triggered and up it went. Second entry long there, wouldn't take it. It's off here, but it's interesting to look at that. You know, if anybody ever suggests anything new, if it can make life easier in any way or make things clearer in any way, I'll have a look at it. But so far, it's not looking too bad. Now, I had that as not necessarily a break, but I think it has had a break, like the second chart. But then, there you go. So I'll be keeping an eye on that, and I'm going to have a play around with that for a week or so on a sim. And if I think it's worth it and it's showing clearer setups and maybe more of them, then I'm going to may move over it altogether. We'll see. But there you go. So we'll keep an eye on this. Where are we now? What time is it now? We've got 1 minute. Let me just put my... I like these. I don't have to mess around trying to zero in the time. I can just have a quick look. So we're 1 minute to 3. So, you know, feel free to post charts, do and say what you want. And it's all free. It's just to help us all out, you know, just to give us a bit of company and that. And I'll be chatting. So we're coming up to... Missed the time again. We're coming up now to 3 o'clock. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to make a quick drink and then I'll be on the Discord chit-chatting and posting charts. So if anybody doesn't know, one last time quickly, I'll be only streaming now for the first 30 minutes. A few more experienced traders I know suggested that it might be affecting my concentration. I see missing trades, and I do seem to be having a bit more luck after the, when I'm trading later. But I don't like to come back later, really. I do like to have my trade. So I had a chat with Jan, and he's very kindly set this up for us. So we got somewhere. He's the tech guru, as we know. He's the one that designed all the bits and pieces, the news guard with the alarms, and something else I'm missing on here, which I need to re-download. And he's set all this up so it's nice and safe for us. So there's a link in the description, and Karina's put one in the chat. So I will leave it there. Best of luck, everyone. You all have a good day. Remember, you can private message me anytime. That's not changing. All I'm doing is a little bit less streaming time, that's all. So I'm going to make a quick drink and I'll be switching over to Discord. So best of luck. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll catch up for the 30 minutes live stream tomorrow. So stay safe. Bye for now.